Hi everyone, today I want to show you this Zippo hand warmer. Now let me start by saying that this was given to me for review. Basically I contacted Zippo and said, I really like the look of your hand warmer, can I get one for review? And they very generously said, yeah, sure, we'll send it out to you. And they did, so yeah, but this is an unbiased review. I saw this on Amazon, the reviews are amazing, I really wanted to get one. But I didn't really need one. I just wanted to get one to review it. But now I've got it actually, I feel like I just want to use it every day because I hate being cold. So yeah, it's a hand warmer and it does use the regular Zippo lighter fluid. Now the thing is, this lasts for 12 hours. That's pretty much the longest hand warmer that I know of. 12 hours, and I've tested it. And the weird thing is, it's not like near the end of the day it starts getting colder and colder. It literally goes for the 12 hours and then pretty much just stops, which is great because that means you get the full heat for the full 12 hours. And I did test it. I got from 8 AM to 8 PM, and pretty much within minutes of the 12-hour mark it turned off, or not turned off, but you know, ran out of fuel. So it really does last for 12 hours. Very impressive. Comes with this case. You do have to use the case because it gets so hot that you can't really hold it with your hands very comfortably. And I'm also going to compare it against this one, which is a hot-rox USB hand warmer, and one of these disposable, you know, one-time use ones that when you take it out of the pack, it starts heating up. So the first thing we're going to do is actually fill this up with fuel. Now you may notice that I'm outside. Sorry, there's my feet there. You may notice that I'm outside. The reason for that is because I keep spilling lighter fluid. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I keep spilling it. So yeah, I do this outside. Now filling it is pretty easy. It comes with this little watering can type thing. Just squeeze in the gas and it's got a 12-hour mark on there. So let me just fill this up with gas or lighter fluid. The nice thing about this is that when you do spill it everywhere, it evaporates really quickly. Even the smell disappears really quickly. So, you know, it's not a big deal if you spill it, but then you should be careful. You don't really want to spill it everywhere. Okay, I'm going to put it just under the 12-hour mark because I don't need full 12 hours today. Next thing to do is take off the lid, remove this catalytic, what do they call it? Converter, I think. And literally just pour the light fluid into the hole here. Just put it in slowly. You don't want to spill it everywhere. And there you go, success. I managed to get it all in there without spilling it today. Excellent. Then you just put this bit back on, and you have to leave it for 2 minutes or longer so that it can soak up all the fuel and whatever else. Basically just leave it for 2 minutes before you try and light it. So, and it does have to stay upright, by the way. So just lean it up against that, and I'll leave that for 2 minutes, then come back. Now as a baseline measurement, I'm reading around 24.5 degrees on the lighter itself, or the hand warmer, using my FLIR thermal camera. And it's been a couple minutes, so let's get this thing started. Now it's pretty easy to start. All you have to do is hold a flame over it for around 10 seconds. I'm using this lighter here, but I've seen people on Amazon saying that they just used a match and that was enough. Now some people say that you shouldn't have the flame directly touching the converter, the catalytic converter, because it will damage it and reduce its lifespan, but I can't see any other way of doing it, to be honest. So yeah, I'm just doing it like this. You can actually buy replacement ones if it does run out, and eventually it will. It is a consumable piece of this. So that's had about 10 seconds worth of flame. Let's put the cap back on and then put it back inside this little case, which stops you from getting burnt from the metal. Now once you've started the process, I think it's pretty much okay to have this thing on its side or whatever, but they do recommend that generally try and keep it upright. So I guess because you've got fuel in here, you don't want it sloshing around. So yeah, they do recommend that you generally keep it upright. And the reason why you use the case, aside from keeping it from getting too hot and burning your hands, is that the more airflow that goes in here, the hotter it's going to get. So by putting it in the case, it actually regulates how much air gets to that, and you know, regulates its temperature. Now right now I can hold that. It is hot though. Let me get the FLIR thermal camera and show you, and at the same time let's start up this little throwaway disposable one. Now this one pretty much starts getting warm as soon as you expose it to the air. We don't have to really do anything with it, just leave it there and it should start getting hot. And likewise, this USB one, all I have to do is turn it on. I put it on its top setting, which lasts around 3 hours with this one. Only gets hot on one side, this side. So this one's a rechargeable one, and we'll compare the heat difference between each one. Now what I will do is leave these all for just a couple of minutes to give them a chance to get up to their top temperature. Now this one actually gets to top temperature in about 15 seconds, but the Zippo one takes a couple of minutes, and this one takes a few minutes. So let's measure the hottest point on the Zippo. That's measuring around, well, over 120 degrees, but that's really just in that very small hot spot. Let's measure sort of around this area and just try and get a more general temperature. So you can see on the body of it, we're measuring around 40 degrees Celsius. If we go up to the top part, we're measuring 50. If we go to the very top, we're looking at around 52 degrees Celsius. Now let's try the USB one and see how that is. So in the hottest spot, it measures around 53 degrees Celsius, and in more general areas around 50 degrees Celsius. So pretty similar to the Zippo, to be honest, around 50 degrees Celsius, although the Zippo will give you 12 hours and is heated on both sides, whereas this one will only give you around 3 hours on that setting and is only heated on one side. Of course, with this one you don't have the hassle of fuel, and you can recharge it and so on and so on, but they both have their benefits. To be honest, this one is handy just to chuck in your bag and, you know, warm up your hands. I'm going to do a separate review of this because it really does have its benefits, but if you want all day warmth and, you know, you really want it to last a long time, this is going to be the one for you, the Zippo, because it just keeps going and going and going with 12 hours of heat, and it's very cheap to run as well because you can buy the fuel pretty cheap. Now let's check this one here, this little disposable one that yeah, it's not very warm, to be honest. Let's check the temperature. Okay, so in the hottest spot we're reading around 41 degrees Celsius. That's not too bad. And on the cooler spots we're reading around 37 degrees Celsius. And of course this is a one-time use. Once you've used it, you have to throw it away. And this actually works out a lot more expensive than buying the fuel and just reloading this. And these are actually pretty cheap. Like I saw this on Amazon for around £20 or something like that. It's really not that expensive. Now officially, once you've started it, there's no way to stop it. But I've read the reviewers saying that they removed this catalytic converter bit, put it to the side, and then they can put it back on later and relight it. Now Zippo don't recommend that because there's a good chance of you burning yourself. In fact, let me... Yeah, ow, now that is insanely hot. So that's why they don't recommend you doing that, because you're probably going to burn yourself. So you're really just meant to light it and then that's it. Leave it, you put it in the bag. That's going to give you 12 hours. Of course, you don't have to put it all the way up to the 12-hour line. You can do it just like halfway and do 6 hours. So you don't have to fill it all the way up. The case is really nice, by the way. It feels really nice. It's a good quality case. I mean, it's Zippo. You expect and you get good quality. And the price is so low that, you know, you have to wonder, like, how can Zippo even make them this cheap? Like I said, the only consumable bit, of course, aside from the fuel, is this catalytic converter. And they are for sale. I think I saw them for around £5, might be wrong on that. Check Amazon. Really good hand warmers. I've been using it even on warm days. I've been using it because, I don't know, there's something nice about just, you know, holding this and keeping your hands nice and warm. So there you go, that is the Zippo hand warmer. It really does give you 12 hours. Very cheap to run because, you know, the fuel isn't that expensive. It's a lot cheaper than buying these disposable ones, and these really don't last long. Like they say, oh, how long does it say on the pack? It says 7+ hours. Well, I can tell you I've never got 7+ hours out of this thing. They're okay. I mean, I don't know what, yeah, I don't know under what condition you want to recommend this, but yeah, these ones are also very good, the USB rechargeable ones, but it has its limitations. It won't run as long, doesn't get as warm, only gets warm one side, but you know, there are areas where that would come in handy. But this Zippo one, if you want warmth and you want it all day, this is one for you. Perfect for fishermen, even people like old people, you know, who have bad circulation, blood circulation. They can get one of these, put it in this, keep their hand warm, and you know, they'll be happy all day. So yeah, thanks to Zippo for sending this to me. And if you enjoyed this review, please give a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching.